We are live. And the doorbell just rang.
The doorbell just rang.
We're off to a great start.
Take it away.
Who's at the door? It's game day.
It's probably PJ.
Bro. It's been 12 seconds. So, how you doing? How's everybody doing out there? Ain't got no comments. Ain't got nobody watching. We are dead in the water. We have one person watching. We have 2 comments. We're good. We're back on the roll.
It's PJ.
Good morning.
Hey,
Good morning, Darth. Good morning, PJ. Good morning, Joe Johnson. Joe Johnson is in the house.
Joe Johnson.
Joey, the lumberjack himself. Hooday!
Hooday!
It is game day. We made it.
2 hours. We are 2 hours away.
And you know what? Pending something absolutely catastrophic, the game today cannot start any worse than the first possession did last year.
No, it cannot.
Oh my God!
I just saw Jackpot Joey walk into the stadium in Cleveland in his all white suit. He's ready to go.
Ready to rock and roll. He wouldn't even talk to his parents this week.
He doesn't have any time for his parents.
Nope.
It's all about winning this game.
He got $275 million and said, "I don't need you guys anymore."
He said, "Mom and Dad,
I got this figured out.
6 months to talk to you guys. Leave me alone now. Just go tailgate and watch me play football."
Mm-hmm. I'll talk to you in the 10 outside Paul Brown Stadium after the game.
Right.
Paycor. Pay Joe.
Paycor.
It's officially Pay Joe Stadium because it happened.
Stadium.
The cheap poverty Bengals have paid Joe.
Yeah, we're cheap. We don't pay anybody.
I don't know the details of the contract, but it's only the second time in 15 years we've made someone the highest paid player in the history of the NFL. Who's counting? Not me. I'm ready for football. We got the Cleveland Elves today. Yeah.
Hey, how come half of the reporters say the Bengals have left room to pay Joe or to pay T, and half the reporters said they can't pay T? I think all reporters just ought to shut their traps. They have no idea what they're talking about.
Most of them do not have a pretty good education on how the cap works by any stretch of the imagination. And here's the deal. And I know there's one in particular, and they get drugged a lot. But they had said that they're absolutely not going to tag T. Higgins because Joe Burrow's contract made it too hard for them to tag him next year. Joe Burrow's money doesn't come. His prorated signing bonus, whatever it is, because we still don't know, might have a small effect next year. But if they've got $45 million, we'll just do some quick math here. If they've got $45 million in cap space, and let's say he got a $100 million signing bonus, which is now going to be prorated over 7 years if they rewrite it, 14.6 a year, whatever that comes out to, then you've still got $35 million.
Not to mention that we're going to go through the same mental gymnastics at the end of the year we did last year with, well, are they not going to bring Boyd back? Are they not going to bring this person back? How much money are they saving this off this one and this one and this one? You're going to have all that starting to accumulate too.
Right. It's just people need to relax. The off season's gone. That's off season talk.
Yep. The
year is here. And here's the thing. And I know you would kind of put this out there. Could it possibly be an ego thing? And you're not saying T. Higgins has an ego by any stretch of the imagination.
Well, let me clarify what I'm saying. Everybody has an ego.
Sure.
But your ego is driven by either individual accolades, i.e. your money and your stats, or it's driven by wanting to be part of a team and a champion. Mm-hmm. I don't know what side his ego's on. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, I think people see the word ego and they go, "Oh, it's a bad thing." No, everybody has an ego. It's just a matter of how it's driven. But here's the thing that might give you some positivity toward that, if you will. How many guys held out this year, being that it's the final year of their contract? A lot. There seemed to be a ton of them.
Mm-hmm.
T said, contract's a contract. I'm here to play ball. I don't know what that means. It might not mean anything. All it means to me is he's not going to hold out, and he's going to show up when he's asked to show up. That's all I ever ask.
It sounds to me like he wants to play and he wants to win. I mean, that's what you should draw from that. Mm-hmm. So that tells me that his ego might be on the side of team.
I think it's on the side of performance, because he does constantly say that he wants to be a number one.
Right. And I'm gonna make a comment about that. I didn't do it on Twitter because I just didn't feel like getting blasted by whether it's 3 or 4 people. I don't feel like getting blasted.
Right.
If he's driven exclusively by wanting to be a number one, then he better step his game up and beat out Chase. He can be a number one, just play better.
Sure.
You don't have to go and I need to go to a smaller school so I'm a bigger fish in a little pond. I mean, that's kind of what you're doing. You're kind of throwing in the towel if you leave a championship team for that reason.
The other thing is it could be a little bit of just bravado too. I mean, you'll hear guys all the time. They're like, "Who's the best player in the NFL?" They're like, "I am." It's like, clearly you're not, But it's a confidence thing. I mean, it's also one of those things of, would you prefer him to be like, "I want to be a really good number 2"? It's like, what? Then everybody go, "Why don't you want to be a 1?" Like, it's just one of those things. It's like,
right. I would just rather him say, "Sure, I'd like to be a number 1 receiver," and just leave it at that. And so does that mean you'd be willing to leave the Bengals to go to a team that needs receivers like the Chiefs so you can automatically be a number 1 so you can say you're number 1? If you want to be the smartest kid in your class, don't go to a school that's not as academically challenging. Win where you're at.
Leader of the Lollipop Guild kind of thing.
Right.
Marvin Jones had success.
Yeah, Marvin Jones did the same thing. Sanu did the same thing. Didn't really work out for him.
See, I've got an audience here. You can hear my audience in the background.
I can hear
there's at least 65, 70 people out here in the studio audience.
You know it's big time.
You got 2 people. You got PJ, and then you got that creepy looking gnome golfer porcelain statue in the corner.
Hold on.
What?
This is what it's all about.
First the doorbell rang. Oh, I hear Shiesty.
She is game ready.
Does the jersey still fit?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
She's ready to roll. Shiesty, you're on the air. You got anything to say about that?
Greg is watching. He probably just shit himself.
You want to say go Bengals? Say who day?
She looks terrified.
Oh, my God. Can we?
I like this morning segment. This kills some time. Probably more for me than anybody watching it.
Yeah.
It's either this or I'm going to start pacing, then I'm going to start eating something, then I might, God forbid, clean something.
Don't eat anything because I'm bringing a feast.
Well, I've already had a lot to eat. I went to Cervati's and killed myself.
Okay.
The food's not here.
Yeah, PJ said he was told 11. Food's not here. He's just watching me.
It's on the smoker. Getting some great competition smoke flavor right now. We got wings. We got a deli tray at Kroger I'm picking up. We got meatballs. Buffalo chicken dip.
All right. So who do we think after this game is over that we're going to be talking about in a positive way about the Bengals?
Jonah Williams.
You think it's going to be Jonah Williams?
Yep.
I'm hoping it's Joe Mixon. I would love to find a run game and be going, pressure is off the big 3. Now we can beat him another way.
Well, you might. And I might get to say that because of Jonah, because I think he's a lot better suited for right tackle. Here's a weird thing that not a lot of fans know, and I didn't know this until an O-line coach taught me. Did you know that whatever's handedness you are is what side of the ball you're supposed to be on as an offensive lineman?
No.
Like that matters.
I would not know that.
I
do know it now. I'll probably forget that.
Well, it's one of those things where your dominant hand as a pass protector, you're supposed to go like your outside hand.
Is he out there throwing right now?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Looks good.
Burrow is on the field throwing right now, and my chief statistician and then Eye in the Sky said that he looks like he's got more zip on the ball.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, long story short, without getting too technical, Jonah's right-handed. He's been playing a left-handed position for the last few years. He came up as a right tackle in high school. He was a 5-star recruit going to Alabama, was first team, or he was like all freshman SEC as a right tackle, and then he got switched over to left tackle. So, I mean, that's why I have some confidence in this. That's what he's done his entire life, with the exception of a couple of years in Cincinnati. That's really what it is, because he was the first draft pick from Zach Taylor. With the exception for the first couple of years of Zach Taylor's tenure, he's always been almost out of position, you could argue. So I think it might go well. Now, he's got a hell of a task today between Myles Garrett and Zadarius Smith. So I don't know where they're going to line up, if they're going to switch sides a lot. I know that Orlando Brown Jr. has had a lot of success against Myles Garrett. I think he's played him like 4 times and given up 1 sack. I think something like that. Because he was in Baltimore.
Yeah.
And Myles Garrett didn't do too much against him in Baltimore. Zadarius Smith is solid, but he's not amazing. What's our peanut gallery saying?
Oh, he was talking about a secondary and Cam Taylor-Britt. He thought he'd be somebody to start watching a little bit.
He might. He got roasted last year by Amari Cooper. So, I mean, that was bad. So we'll see if that's any different. Yeah, I mean, strangers saying Dax and Taylor-Britt. I mean, I have no idea what we're going to get out of Dax.
I want to see what the offensive line looks like for the first game or two versus last year. I hope that we are leaps and bounds better.
I think it's going to be rusty, but I think it's going to be significantly better than the way it started last year, because there is continuity on that line. It is another system. It is the same 3 in the middle. Yeah, your tackles switch sides and you picked up another one, but he's at, in my opinion, his more natural position, and you picked up one of the better left tackles in football. It should be, I'm not going to say night and day better, because they were terrible last year. I think they should look average today with some rust. Nothing that's a detriment, but I don't think it's anything that's going to overpower Cleveland. Now, if they came out and looked lights out and they could just manhandle Cleveland's line, I would be thrilled. But I don't think that's going to be the case.
I'm excited to see Cordell Volson too.
Cordell Volson is coming from the gallery.
Do you understand how big Cordell Volson is? He's the same size as Whitworth, and he's playing guard.
He's built a little different than Whitworth.
Built a little different, but he's 6'7", 300 plus. I mean, he is a massive man. Massive. You got Cordell Volson, Ted Karras, and Kappa all coming back in the same spots. A lot of continuity, a lot of knowledge there. I think the line should be a lot better this year.
Number 1 priority for our defense today is?
Stop Chubb.
Yes. Nothing else.
Nope. Don't let him.
Can't stop the run. Can't win the game.
Don't let him go full Chubb.
Nope.
No one wants. No one wants that. Whoa, Stranger's going with a bold prediction.
I think they'll rotate him. He was asking if Cheeto is going to play the whole game. I think he'll be somewhat limited.
Who knows? But Stranger thinks the offensive line is going to give Joe one full more second on average than he did last year.
Wow, we'd have won the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Listen, we don't need to revisit that.
I think we need to revisit that. I think we constantly need to keep that in the back of our heads.
Darth says we're going to stop the chubbing. So, and I keep this in mind. When Reeder played last year, Chubb only had 35 yards in that game. So, I'm just saying that is a factor. Matt Walker in the house.
Oh, I got another name to watch.
Who's that?
Irv Smith Jr.
I was thinking about him.
Swervin' Irvin?
Yeah.
You haven't heard his name even a nanosecond the entire preseason.
They can go.
I don't know what we get for this guy.
That goes one of two ways. He's either going to be really good, or it's going to be like a Lavernius Cole situation where we're like, I can't wait to get rid of this guy.
I'm assuming he's just going to be a very unassuming tight end, just catch a pass, get tackled, flip it back to the referee. He's not going to be Hayden Hurst, where he's all full of piss and vinegar every single time.
No, he's not that.
He's not that guy, right?
Hayden was more of a kind of those tough catches in the middle.
He was an Energizer bunny.
Yeah, but I mean, Hayden kind of had that like a Hulk kind of big guy, grit in the middle. I think Irv Smith closer to like Evan Ingram, the smaller tight end with the Giants and the Jags. Guys, it's going to be, just kind of drag routes, slants, maybe some deeper middle stuff down the seam. A little bit more of a elusive pass catcher.
He's not going to develop an army of fans.
Probably not.
Not going to be one of those guys.
He doesn't have like the red hair that's flowing. He doesn't look like lumberjack Hercules out there. I mean, it's different. But he's an athlete. I'm excited to see him work. I've always said, just keep getting me athletes that are willing to try and figure it out, and you'll be in great shape.
Do you think somebody separates from the trio of Charlie Jones, Yoshi, and Irwin throughout the course of the year? Through the course of the year, does somebody take full command of the number 4?
I don't think so, and this is why. I think Irwin is just so much more polished than those two right now, and that's fair. I mean, he's been in the league for a while. Charlie is hurt. He's trying to play on a labrum. I know that doesn't necessarily affect his route running, but it is going to affect, you do as much with your hands as you do as your feet as a receiver.
What it's going to affect is he's going to brace for impact.
Well, in confidence.
That's really what it is.
Probably play a little bit slower. There's going to be things.
Is he our punt returner?
He is.
Holy Moses.
Yeah.
That's
and then Yoshi, I don't know how much time he's going to get. It wouldn't surprise me if he's inactive today. Of course, they only have 6 receivers. You probably do need to keep 6 active receivers in case 2 go down. You don't want to be down to just those 3, and then someone gets tired, and now you're running 2 tight end set. You probably need to keep 6. So Yoshi will probably be active.
Not to bring back a nightmare from last year on opening day, but I recommend that we don't sit our emergency long snapper. It only cost us the AFC Championship, probably.
Stop. All right, I'm going to let you read this one.
I'm reading this one.
Yep, from Stranger.
We should have grabbed Zach Kuntz off the waivers instead of signing that guy from Pittsburgh.
Well, I'm glad you pronounced it right. I was worried there.
No.
Greg thinks Zach Carter is going to stand out. He had a flashy preseason.
Isn't Greg supposed to be in the car?
Yeah.
There's no driving and texting.
He's driving and podcasting. What's he doing?
We are pulling him. I'm calling the police.
Greg! Greg's currently just driving straight up 71 or however he needs to get here in his stickered out Bengal car. And he's just screaming, Yoshi! Driving down the road. Guns N' Roses is blaring in the car. And he's got Buskin cookies rolling around in the back seat.
He's going to be screaming every time somebody lines up for an extra point or a field goal.
Oh, I know.
He gets all geared up.
It's a bad snap. He missed it. Greg. You made my eye twitch.
You guys making predictions?
I'm sure. Well, we'll do it again, but we did it Thursday.
What did we do Thursday?
Predictions.
Oh, do you want me to run through them real quick?
No, I think let's just talk about the Bengal game.
Well, I'll tell you what, you're 0 for 1 already.
Maybe just the AFC North teams.
You are 0 for 1, sir.
I took Kansas City, I'm sure.
All I'm saying is I took the Lions. I had a feeling. I had a great feeling. All right, yeah, so we'll look at AFC North games. Bengals and Browns, okay. Well, that's half of them. I think everybody's on the same page here. We should win, but you never know.
I'm going with a win, but a tight game.
Yep. 49ers at Steelers. What 49ers do I get?
I don't really
What
care.
Steelers do I get?
I don't really care. I think the Niners win that game. I think the offensive scheme of the Niners is going to be too much for the Steelers to handle.
It could. Texans at Ravens. No Mark Andrews.
The Ravens are going to win that game.
Boo!
Where's
your
CJ
piss and
Stroud
vinegar?
is going to do something against that defense?
I can pray, okay? I don't know what that defense looks like. They got no secondary.
Yeah, I have a hard time thinking CJ Stroud is going to be throwing from 17 different arm angles and positions because he's not going to have any time to just drop back, survey, and throw.
Why not?
It's not going to be like he's at Ohio State.
Who do they have?
Playing Indiana.
Who do the Ravens have at pass rush that concerns you right now?
Everybody.
Okay, good talk.
They get there.
They do.
It's their scheme. It's not really their individuals.
No,
they get there.
But between Clowney, Owe, Bowser, if Bowser's still there, I don't even know. They've got guys. They'll still pressure. Darius Smith ain't there no mo.
Well,
we got him today,
don't we?
Yeah. He's been all over the place.
She is sitting on your bottle. No, she protects it.
Well, I can tell PJ's getting hungry. I think this has been a nice little intro addition to the Sunday morning roar. And I got to figure out if I'm just going to wear this plain white hoodie or if I'm going to put a Bengal shirt on or something.
I'm just going with this Bengal shirt. I don't need a jersey today. I need to be comfortable.
Well, this is how this is going to work. I got wings on the smoker right now. They're just getting 30 minutes of a quick smoke. I got to broil them at your house. They're getting transported. Same with the meatballs. They're getting put in a crock pot and they're going to heat up at your place. Okay?
Yeah.
Buffalo chicken dip getting assembled here, heating up at your place.
You know, if Kim's watching a podcast, she's about to say something.
She's not watching the podcast. She's in the middle of the ocean somewhere.
She is somewhere in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah. This isn't. We're not sharing this one with her. We're gonna block it. PJ, don't say anything.
She already knows. I told her you were using the oven.
No, I'm gonna get banned from the house again. Then I got to pick up a deli tray. Is there any condiments that anybody wants while I'm at the Kroger getting the deli tray?
What do we have here?
We only have normal stuff here.
No, what do we have? Like, what's he
ham, turkey, roast beef, regular cheese.
I don't need anything.
Okay.
I like mayo.
We probably have mayo. We'll have to check.
I've got the best mayo.
Okay, so mayo's coming.
I have Kewpie. Mayo. Japanese mayo. Really good. Really good. The best. All right. Well, I think this was a good little show. Kind of gets the nerves down.
Kills a little time. Get to talk a little bit about the Bengals. Got an hour and a half.
Wow.
A little more than an hour and a half before kickoff.
Mark Andrews is inactive.
Yes,
I've said that twice, PJ. You're not even watching the show you're on.
Yes, he hurt. How's he hurt?
I don't remember what's wrong. What's wrong with him? Not
hamstring.
PJ.
Well, hamstring.
They're just saving.
Hamster.
Saving for
He's got a hamster problem.
Yeah. He's got a hamster in his pants.
Yeah, PJ said they're saving him for us.
Maybe.
This is going to be interesting to see. I'm curious about the Raven offense, if they're going to be throwing less and less and less to tight ends, or if all this talk about this brand new offense is going to look the same.
Probably.
They were hyping it like crazy.
You can only do
shows this morning.
The offense will probably look similar because an overhaul of a system is not what that quarterback needs. The system's fine. The play calling was a little suspect. It's probably just going to be a little bit more vertical version of that offense.
How about we don't start 0-3 in the division this year?
That'd be good.
Oh, what are you talking about? 0-3.
Yeah, we started that.
That's what we started last year.
Did we really?
In the division.
In the division.
Well, you don't need to win those games. You got 11 others.
I just think if we stay clean until like the 15th of February, we're going to be all right.
Probably. That might work. That might work.
All right. Well, it's been 20 minutes. Let's just cut this thing off.
To 25.
Has it been 25?
Yeah.
Yeah, 24-48.
The first 3, we went live and then ding dong. Are you kidding me?
Went live and then PJ was at the door. Greg should be here any minute.
Yeah. He hasn't said anything in about 10 minutes, so my guess is that he's hopping in the car right now.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's have a great game today.
All right, I'll go get finished on
Today.
this food. Today!
We out.